Hello, everyone. This is Swag Titties, and in the absence of Dirklink, I have decided to take it upon myself to celebrate everyone from DK Tit T. Long have we been forced to compete against one another, but this week we are all part of one big family. I requested members to submit their favorite projects from any contest, completed or unfinished. And today, Fidwell and I will review all 44 entries and share our favorite parts.
I haven't looked at any of the entries yet, but I'm very excited to see everyone's unique style.
That's exactly what it's all about. Without further ado, let's get into the first entry. The first entry is from Tim22Z7. It looks like his recreation coaster entry. I was impressed by this the first time, but it was always missing something.
Oh, is that one of the Swag Shack buildings?
Oh yeah. That's a great addition to the park. I enjoy when people utilize that Swag Shack. It's always great to see people use some simple builds, but creatively.
Oh yeah, I know the Swag Shack really helped me out early on.
I appreciate that. Let's move on to the next entry. This entry is from Dersonger. I apologize to the audience that people have complicated names. This was one of his first entries, I believe.
I'm not sure, but...
Oh, it looks like he's got good taste. Another Swag Shack building. And it's the one from Tim's entry.
Oh, what a coincidence. That building is pretty simple, I guess. It can fit in a lot of parks.
Great job on this entry. I really do look forward to seeing more from Dersonger.
Alright, up next we have What the Hexadecimal, and I think this is an entry from before my time on the server.
Yep, Hex has always been underappreciated in my opinion. He actually helped me choose Swag Shack entries early on, especially with focus on interaction.
Oh, no way! He seems to have used that same Swag Shack building too.
It works really well with his castle design. I didn't remember him using it. Weird. Let's move on.
This is Yibagoon's entry. It doesn't look like a previous contest entry. It must be an unfinished personal project.
That's great. I wanted to make this video about what people were proud of. Huh. Clearly this building was more popular than I thought.
Well, I personally don't see anything wrong with that. Practice makes perfect.
Oh, here we go. This is Dark Aura's mini bobsled coaster entry. It's pretty small. Not much space to fit.
Except... that building...
I for sure don't remember this being here. It doesn't even fit the situation. This entry is from a human being named Alex, and it looks to be another full park passion project.
Nice, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on in this park.
But honestly, we could probably just focus on this building.
Why don't we take a look at some of the other parts of the park?
What did I say about going off?
Alright, here we have Herbart's Timeline Contest entry.
Herbart's such a unique take on this contest was really cool. Especially this building right here.
Yeah, I think that building might be my favorite part of his park.
Oh, here we have AstroTurd's bridge contest. I think this was a mini entry.
Yeah, this is a really cool entry. I really enjoyed the bridge structure in this park.
I mean, the bridge is nice, but can we take a look at this building right here?
Alright, next up we have Trumavarium's water entry park.
Yeah, lots of great colors going on over here. This is one of my favorite entries from him. He's got this bounce... Wait.
I definitely gotta say my favorite part of this park is that building over in the corner.
Absolutely.
Up next we have Blackadder's Wing Coaster Contest entry.
Yeah, this was really cool the way he used perspective to make like the park do tricks on itself.
But I gotta say my favorite part of this park is definitely that building over the corner. Really sticks out, very nice detail.
Here we have Carp Runner's entry. I don't remember which contest this was for, but I mean, clearly we know what the focus was.
Yeah, definitely gotta be that building there in the front.
Yep, he blends really well with the rest of the park.
Plus that color scheme goes perfectly. Alright, up next we have one of the multiplayer contest entries, and who submitted this one?
The Wharf did. He did this awesome San Francisco street, but I think the buildings are too uniform. Oh, no, wait, this building right here looks great.
Yeah, that's definitely the best building on the whole plot, in my opinion.
Yep, I'm sure he would say the same. This is Risiko's RMC entry. I loved this Babylonian area. It looks... Oh, clearly this building looks great.
Yeah, a lot of fantastic architecture here, but all of it definitely there to support that building in the middle.
Yeah, and he's even got these great call-out signs that say swag on them. I appreciate that. That's really nice.
Yeah, very nice. Heartwarming entry from Risco.
This is 73's Big Pier entry. I really do think his style's tough to master, but he's done a lot of things really well.
He has a very distinct architectural style, which really comes through in the buildings that he's created.
This one on the beach in particular might be my favorite, though.
All right, up next we have Ulvenwood and Rhythm's Infinity Coaster Contest, a classic entry.
Yeah, the Toy Story vibe's excellent, especially these shelves. This building up here looks like it could be a playset. I think they really did a unique job making that building work.
Absolutely. Definitely the standout part of this map.
Oh, here we have Hobion's Long Coaster entry. This is one of his first ones, but I feel like he's really done a good job.
Yeah, lots of excellent terrain work on this map. It really goes to frame the buildings and architecture on the map.
In this red one, you can really tell stands out. You can see it from all the way back, but when you zoom in, it fits with the rest of the park very well.
Absolutely, everything really comes together.
Here we have Manticore's Shuttle Coaster Contest entry, and there's not a whole lot of going on, but the main feature's clear right in the center.
Yeah, definitely a great use of the Swag Shack building there. Really adds a little bit of pop to this map.
Yeah, the color blends well with the coaster, which is a unique idea, and this fence next to it really adds to it. But I think he could probably do a better job at the station. Maybe copy something from the Swag Shack later on.
Definitely.
Here we have Bassie's mini contest entry. I believe this was custom flat ride. There's not a whole lot of space to work with, but I think he executed this perfectly.
Yeah, definitely with smaller maps like this, you want to make sure to use the verticality of the map effectively.
And I think he nailed it in this one.
Absolutely. Here we have a contest entry from Reese Cup. Not 100% sure which contest this is from. We have a lot of cool coasters going on in this park.
There's a lot going on, but I really think this building right here calms it down. Honestly, I think he could use a little bit more of this building around the park, and it might actually improve the park.
Yeah, it really ties the room together.
This entry is from Kazulius, and I believe he was partnered with somebody else.
Borake.
Borake, thanks for correcting me. Oh, it looks like he made a little TT for DKTT. That's great. And oh, there we go, over here. What a perfect entry.
Yeah, Cedar Point, one of my favorite parks. Definitely like to see buildings like this get recreated.
This is Ayrton's RMC entry. I believe he got first place in the contest, and it was one of the largest contests we've ever had. He used a lot of buildings, custom-wise, and I think some of these are Swag Shack buildings. This one right here for sure is.
Yeah, definitely a well-deserved first place, especially when you're using some great examples from the Swag Shack like that. All right, up next we've got the timeline entry from Ricardo Wardo. Love to see these timeline contest entries get represented.
Yeah, and no need to look at the rest of the park. I think his entryway is perfect. You really walk into the park and see the best building right when you get in there. I'm sure the guests appreciate that.
Absolutely. The plaza frames that building perfectly.
This entry, I'm not sure which contest this is for, but it's for Electric. I think that's how you say his name. Lots of good buildings, but this one in particular stands out to me.
Yeah, you can definitely see a lot of different building styles being experimented with here, but I think he's onto something with this one.
Yep.
All right, up next we have Emil's entry from the Bridge Contest. What a fantastic map this one was.
Yeah, I really do like how he did all of the natural rock work. I'm not actually a fan of this building in this park. I feel like a church would have done better, not like a castle-themed building, but...
You think so? I think I'm a fan of that one, personally.
I mean, to each his own.
Here we have the mini drop tower entry from Elutan.
Yeah, there's not much space to work with in these parks, but I do appreciate how he was able to fit this Swag Shack building right on the top of his beautiful station.
It's a very brave choice to put it right on top of the station like that, but I think in this case it worked out pretty nicely.
Exactly. Oh, here we have Shin Kitchen's Eurofighter entry. I remember this giant turtle build.
Yeah, very cool map. Lots of track architecture to make that sculpture. But I think the real standout part of this map, there's a building on this map somewhere. I don't know if you can find it. Oh, right there in the middle.
Right here in the middle. I mean, what a perfect spot to put it.
Absolutely.
It could have just been a planter, but I think putting a building there really ties that area together.
Without a doubt. All right, here we have a map from Nova. I believe this is an unfinished entry for the Morgan Hypercoaster contest.
Yeah, that was a large build. There's so much people had to put into their parks. Clearly right here, it looks like he was trying to fill some empty space, but he made a good decision with the building he selected.
Yeah, no kidding. When you've got a lot of space to fill out, it's okay to use inspiration from the Swag Shack.
That's what it's meant for. Here's Delta Occlute's entry for the Halloween contest, I believe. It's got a spooky vibe to it.
Absolutely. I love the colors on this one. Definitely a unique palette.
Yeah, and this red building, while the palette is warm, it still feels good.
Yeah, definitely fits in with the park perfectly. Here we have Beg's Timeline contest entry, another fantastic map.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts is his building structures. They're all pretty small, and they don't take over the area too strong.
Definitely a lot of great buildings, but my favorite has got to be that red one in the middle there.
Yeah, that's a really interesting choice of building.
I feel like it fits with the style very nicely, though.
It does fit with the style. It's perfect. Oh, here we have Lurker's Wooden Coaster Contest. This is actually my favorite entry from him. Not because it was good all around, but because he featured this building.
Definitely a fantastic building to feature in this map. Really fits with the castle theme we have going on.
Yeah, it branches between the Red Roman and the castle theme perfectly. Lurker's a mastermind.
Absolutely.
Here we have Molpia's recreation entry. I believe he got first place in this contest.
Yeah, well deserved too. This is a fantastic map.
I really like how he has this giant statue, classic Molpia, but it's actually doing something special. It's featuring this red building.
Yeah, very nice use of interaction between your buildings and sculptures.
We want to have you back, Molpia. Can't wait to see you. Oh, here, Fidwell, this is your entry. What did you have in mind when you built this?
Yeah, so this is my entry for the Drop Tower contest. I wanted to do a classic castle on the cliffside kind of theme, and I figured probably the best way to make it castle themed was to add the castle building from the Swag Shack into my entry.
Yeah, I can see this feature is perfect on the side of the rest of the build. I think next time you might want to use more of the Swag Shack around the park rather than just on the edge.
Agreed. That's definitely the best part of the park by far.
Here we have Savvy Adams' passion project. I believe he's doing a remake of Bumbley Beach. There's a lot going on, but I really want to focus up over here.
Oh, very nice. Use of the Swag Shack building.
Yeah, he's got a lot to do, but it's clear that right here, the focal point has been built.
I love the way that this ties together the old school scenarios with the great scenery of the Swag Shack.
This looks like Awbud's prepping for the Drop Tower contest, but clearly he didn't put a lot of effort into it.
Well, maybe he's just getting started.
You can see right here, he's got a plan in mind for this area. I don't know what it's going to be, but could be something good.
Also goes to show that you can get some pretty effective looking buildings and structures with very little scenery, with a little bit of creativity.
This is Cypher's multi-launch coaster entry for the RCC back in the day. I like how he's done a full entire park and hidden something secretly down here you can see.
Oh, very nice, a Swag Shack building.
Yeah, when people do the full parks, it's great to add a Swag Shack building here or there. It saves you some time. You don't have to spend so much just like making your own buildings.
Yeah, and it looks great tucked away in the corner there. A little bit of extra theming always helps.
Yeah, by far the best building in the park, though.
All right, up next we have an entry from Jazz Andon, and this looks like a dive coaster contest entry. A little bit unfinished so far, but there is a little bit of good scenery in here for sure.
Yeah, I agree. This is probably the best step for him is to focus on building Swag Shack buildings first, and then do the rest of the park later.
Absolutely, make sure you get your core parts of the park down first and build around them. And the Swag Shack building is definitely a good place to start.
Here we have DDD Rob, and I think it's Left-Handed Coffee Mug. They made an awesome pier entry.
Yeah, definitely a really cool map from them. And you can see up there in the corner, they use that Swag Shack building again, but something about the color just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, as much as I enjoy people taking something from the Swag Shack, it really ruins it when they don't use the colors exactly the same way.
Yeah, definitely. All right, here is Dog's entry for the Aero Coaster Contest, and a very fantastic map from Dogs. Love that diagonal layout.
Dogs is really innovative, but you know what some of his strengths are actually? Is utilizing the Swag Shack in his parks. Diagonal coaster or whatnot might be impressive to some people, but right here, that's the most impressive part to me.
I definitely agree. This was one of my favorite parts of the park, is that building. Alright, next we have Soap and Butter Sandwiches entry from the Timeline Contest entry. Another classic map, a very unique design with that volcano layout.
He built a lot of slums around the park, and I know it took a lot of brain power, but you can tell right here he used even more brain power to use the Swag Shack building.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to make buildings like this, and it's gonna save you some extra time if you look at the Swag Shack for ideas.
Here we've got NFE's entry. I'm not sure which contest this is for, but it's a great hillside.
Yeah, definitely some great terrain work here, but for me, the standout has gotta be that Swag Shack building right there.
Yeah, it's a great middle of the park. Helps it transition from bottom to top. Oh, look at that! He added a great shout out to the DKTT Discord.
I always love when contest entrants show some extra love for the community.
You got that right. Here we have Sewermott's multi-launch coaster entry. This is one of his first ones, and if I'm not mistaken, he won this contest.
Well deserved too, and definitely for a good reason. You can see the utilization of the Swag Shack over there in the corner.
Yeah, you know what? I believe this used to be a lighthouse, but he must have made an improvement last time I checked.
Yeah, definitely better than a lighthouse for sure. I don't think lighthouses get a lot of love in the community. Alright, up next we have an entry from Supernormal for the Morgan Hypercoaster Contest. A really nice looking map.
This is a great looking map. I like how he shared his name, but he's also given a shout out to the Swag Shack right here. I like that.
That's very nice. Yeah, great use of the Swag Shack building here to kind of tie everything together. Really matches the architecture of the map well. Alright, here we have the entry from the Claude QC from the Water Coaster Contest. Some interesting design choices on this one for sure.
Yeah, this brown path was really taking my eye away, but at the end of the brown path, we've got this, which, I mean, shout out to the Swag Shack. Not a whole lot of people use the Swag Shack, but this building is one of the most popular, I think. I haven't seen it in many other parks, but I do think it's well represented.
Absolutely, I would love to see some more use of this building in different parks. And the final entry we have is your original recreation contest entry. I remember seeing this one and thinking to myself, maybe one day I'll be able to build a park as cool as Swag Titties. And I think you won this contest, didn't you?
I ended up getting second place. Another builder named Mamarius beat me, but you know what's better than winning a contest? Getting your buildings put into the Swag Shack.
Oh, absolutely, you definitely got that right.
Thanks again, Fidwell, for sharing your honest opinions on all of these entries. This video would not exist without your help. I appreciate everyone taking the time to submit your entries. I loved going through them and finding my favorite parts. This community would not be where it's at without your hard work and allegiance to me, Swag Titties, great swagger.